Just because you threw a dart on the map and decided?
That's what we did, sir. No, sir, we didn't do that. We took the map that was already existing.
Okay.
Where's your
No, you have the map. No one else can see it. So what are you talking about?
This was the old master plan map.
Okay.
Okay, so that's been in.
I can't see it from here.
Well, that's been available for 9 years. Well, come up and look at it then.
8 years, I haven't been able to do it.
Well, come up and look at it.
Anything else?
Where's your property at?
This property wasn't on that map as residential?
No. No, it's not.
Where's your property at,
My
sir?
property is right there.
And that is the same thing, yellow. Residential,
Single family.
Yes, it's the same
But no,
thing.
it's not. You're making
No,
it
it's just
residential.
residential.
No.
We just, yes, it's right there. Yes, or right wherever it is, it's the
It was
same.
ag. It was ag.
It was ag.
No, it's not, it's yellow, it's highlighted yellow.
It was
So
ag.
if it's highlighted yellow,
It's agriculture.
this one right here. Yeah, it's still zoned, we're not changing the zoning, sir. But it's, no, it's not, we're not changing the zoning. We are not rezoning it. We are not, are we rezoning it? No, it's just a future land use map. And it was,
agriculture.
you can still sell it as ag because it's not rezoned, sir. It's still ag. It was highlighted in yellow after this first master plan. We didn't change it. It's right there. We're not rezoning.
The original master
We
plan
are
was not
not
ag. It was
rezoning. We
ag.
are identifying places that we would like development to come in for residential. That's all we're doing.
You can do it.
You can if you want.
No, I'm saying you guys will buy my property and you can do what the hell you want with it. I know you do.
This property was ag.
And it still is ag.
It still is ag, but it's targeted for residential
It was
development.
targeted, but it's,
It was targeted for
Roger,
residential.
you've got everybody in here.
No, I don't. I just want to make sure that we all understand what's going on. John, why did you choose his property and then another property across 215 and then one to the north, but you ignored all these other ag properties which are just as large and substantial and orchards? And why did you choose him?
Because it was chosen last time.
It wasn't chosen last time. It was ag.
No, Roger, it wasn't. I'm looking at
I
the map
am
from here.
Well, then I'm telling you, you got some multiple, we know we got a problem here with master plans.
No, we don't,
Maps.
Roger.
We
We
know
got a
with maps
problem
here.
with the map, yeah.
They could be hanging on the wall somewhere with penciled
Right.
in.
And it was taken down. It was
Was ag.
hanging on a wall behind somebody's door.
Well, this is the original from the company that did our master plan before, Rose and Associates.
Really? Well,
And it was,
That's not the one you submitted to the county.
look, Roger.
Well,
Okay.
John, just a legal point here, and I'm not a lawyer.
Okay, no, I'm sorry, is there anybody else that needs to speak? Okay. Yes, sir, your name?
Ron Bus,
Ron?
Bus, B-U-S. I own some property on County Road 215. The question I have is why, one thing was, I'm right across the street from Mr. Connors here. Most of my land is wet, and it will not hurt for a septic system. I know for a fact, because I've had it tested. So how can it be reclassified from a agricultural area to a residential when it won't hurt test for a septic system?
Well, we don't go out and do
What I'm saying though is if you're going to classify pieces of property from agricultural to residential, you've got to make sure that there is some way that that can be made residential property. But my question is, how can you say something that isn't residential, it won't hurt, so nobody can build on it? But you classified my property as
No, we didn't.
could be residential
We
property in the
identified
future.
it as possible,
Correct.
yes.
Okay, next question I have on that is you looked at making County Road 215 commercialized.
No,
Home businesses,
home businesses, yes.
that's
Okay.
commercial.
Can you explain to me, and I may ask him this question, is if you look at the law, to make a road commercialized road, it has to be approved by all the residents on that road.
We don't have the authority to commercialize a road. We're allowing individual homeowners an opportunity to open up a home business. We're not commercializing the road. That would be the county road commission. We can't do that. We're allowing individuals that live on that to open up home businesses. That's all we're doing, sir.
Okay?
Okay?
Commercial enterprises.
For home businesses, Roger.
It's a commercial enterprise. You're using an accessory, commercial
Okay,
vehicles.
if that's, okay, that's fine.
And the last thing I have is in the, I guess it's page 3 of yours, it says Columbia Township is limited to dictating the future development of private property. I guess I take that as, how can you say what you're gonna dictate what I do with my property? I don't like the way that is worded. I guess a better wording would say I guess I'm looking for something to open there. It's not a good way to word it because it kind of, if you kind of read that, it implies that you guys can dictate what I can do with my property. And I don't have the actual, what a good terminology would be for that.
I'm sorry, what?
It's on page 3,
Okay.
top paragraph, the last line. It says Columbia Township is limited to dictating the future development of private property.
I guess I can't, we're on page 3 of the,
Section 7,
Section
Okay,
7,
seven,
I'm sorry,
okay.
section 7, page 3.
actually page 2.
It's actually top of page 3 in the copy I have.
Columbia Township is limited in dictating the future.
Correct.
development of private property.
When you say limited, that still leaves the zoning commission the right to
I
dictate
think
what I can do with my
what that's
property.
trying to say is, it's saying that you just can't come in and build a subdivision or do something that doesn't meet the requirements for that land use. Go ahead.
John, that's from the 2001 master plan. That's the original definitions. Nothing was changed in that
Well, I
paragraph.
understand it's not changed, but I don't agree that that's the right way
Uh,
to.
But my
address it.
assessment would be correct, wouldn't it?
no,
Okay, well, good.
it's clumsy wording. It says the township is limited in.
Right.
It means that it can't dictate, is what it says. You can read it literally.
Go ahead.
But, we didn't even look at that section. I didn't even think about that, because it'd been in there, so I didn't see the change it for
And
it.
that's where my point is, I think that should be corrected. I'm open to a better way of terminology, but when you say dictated, that basically gives a lot of people the impression that you can tell them what they can do with their property. And I don't think that's the intent.
I think once, yeah, I see
Okay,
your point, but I think
we
once you
need
read
to
it,
word
it's
it
limited in.
better terminology, or better, I guess layman terms, easier, basic understanding.
Yeah. We are not rezoning property. We are not rezoning property. We are identifying future land use. It has to be done.
Well, in regards to that, you're identifying that, and I understand you have to identify that as a master plan in order for the town, or the.
So if your land doesn't perk, that's a benefit to us because it remains rural and
I
swamp
understand
land
it.
and.
I understand it, I'm fine with that, okay? But I also want to make sure that we understand that if you do make it commercial, if you choose to make a road commercial,
No, we don't, we're not doing that at all.
please hear me on this.
Yes, sir, I'm
If
sorry.
you choose to make it commercial, it has to be by law, and you can look this up, that everybody on the road has to agree to this. It's not just you, planning commission comes through, or whoever decides to come through, you cannot make that entire road commercial. You can have 19 out of 20 people agree to it, but one person does not, then it will not go through by law.
No, that's
So
not-
that's
not-
something that you may want to look into your commercial definition on property. And in reality, if people own land patents of their property or have mineral rights of their property, that the township or the county does not own that road and does not have a 300-foot right-of-way from the center of the road. As a landowner, you own to the center of that
Sure
road.
do.
The county has the right to go through there, but they do not own that.
That's correct.
So as a 300-foot roadway for a commercial road, you realize that now you're treading on the new ground.
Sir, this is the first I've heard of commercial road, so you're the first to bring that up.